What?
I said, oh, damn, we just said, and we're live. But, we're live? Are we?
Yes, we're live.
All right, guys, welcome back. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. This is episode 6. Real quick, we're grateful for you guys to be here. Grateful for everybody that listens to the podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or here live on Facebook. Again, thanks. Last episode, we had, good support. Bunch of good feedback from everybody. We enjoy the text, the feedback, the messages, everything. Today we have Jacques here with us today. How you doing?
Good, guys.
Good.
How y'all doing? Good morning.
So, Joel, first time here? First time being in the podcast?
Dude. First time.
First time ever?
Yeah, first time ever doing a podcast.
I never see you on Joe Rogan's. No,
Never,
that wasn't
dude.
you.
You weren't on there? Really?
Nah,
You
man.
weren't episode 355?
Nope.
No,
No.
Damn
somebody
it.
else.
Thought it was. So yeah, guys. So today we're gonna go over a bunch of stuff, right?
We are?
Don't we have a whole script for this?
Oh, yeah.
We have a full script right here. So Joel, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm married to a beautiful wife, Jamie Jacques. Business owner. I own and operate Phone Hub, located in Willis, Texas. It's a cell phone store. We specialize in phone screen repairs, any type of phones.
Any type?
Yeah, like
Huawei?
Samsung. No, we don't do Huawei. Yeah. Samsung, Galaxy phones, iPhones, you name it. Unlocking. I also sell accessories. I also sell phones. Yeah.
Repairs.
Todo. Yeah. Todo.
From cameras to lenses to buttons. To
Yeah. Anything that's worth fixing.
worth fixing.
Yeah, we can offer it. Like, there's people that walk in with like iPhone 5s and they want to fix the screens, and we tell them, yeah, you know what? Your money's better invested in maybe in another phone.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I have a 5S, I have a 4,
Mhm.
and I've wanted to fix them because of just memorabilia.
Right.
But I just didn't. Now I just have them like framed on the wall instead.
Yeah, I mean, I can get it done. It could be fixed, but it's just that phone's not usable anymore, you know? Like, the app store's not, you can't update it. You can't have the most recent apps on it. Like, for example, if you can't download Netflix, you can't download games. All you can use the phone for is making phone calls, the camera, text messages. That's it.
Basically. I think that's the issue we ran into with some of these iPads that we have now. We were trying to
We're trying
get certain
to
software.
this new software that we've been using for the live stream.
Correct.
And it just wasn't compatible with it
It's not,
because
no.
of the year. What do you think about that? About just phones becoming obsolete?
Some people, think it's a bad thing. But these companies just want to make money. They just want to keep you hooked. But
Is that bad?
I mean, it all depends on how you use your devices. I'm when I get a customer, like, for example, let's say your mom comes into my store. I'm talking about
This isn't your mom joke, is it?
No,
Okay,
it's not.
okay.
Let's just say your mom comes into my store.
A lot of them start that way.
Yeah, of course. I got a lot of bad mom jokes.
We're
dude.
gonna get 3 of them out
Yeah.
today from you. All right, here we go.
So, and every unfortunately, your parents, man, they come to you. Hey, mijo, se me laqueó mi Facebook, ayúdame.
Right.
Mi cuenta, mi email, mijo, ayúdame.
Right.
Our parents, dude, our generation, this technology got thrown in their face, literally. If they don't have a phone, if they don't use Facebook, if they're not up to date, dude, how hard do you think it is to run a business for older folks that are not in touch with social media?
I agree.
So people that adapted, like older folks that adapted to social media, to using these devices, dude, they're successful. They can run businesses. They can get jobs. They can, get all the benefits from social media.
Having all that power in your hand. Because literally you have access to anything.
Everything,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Like, at any point, you need a job.
Mhm.
Of a certain, you need a job for plants.
Yeah,
Look it up, who's hiring.
Yeah.
And you're able to do that. But But you don't think people are able to still run a business without social media?
They can.
So I've been reading this book, and by reading I mean it's been like 2 months since I've opened it up again. But
you looked at the cover.
Yeah, I looked at the cover, kind of glanced. But no, I bought the book because I listened to an episode, but it's called Buy Then Build, right? So the idea behind it was, if businesses from baby boomers or anybody that are looking to retire, if they were able to stay successful through all that up until, recently, like now, they're still operating. And they were able to run their business before they had technology, right? When it was still face-to-face, when it was still that human interaction a lot more. Then you or anybody as a younger entrepreneur or business owner comes in and buys that business, you're able to take it from whatever it's at now to the next level, because you do know all the extra technology and Facebook and social media. But I think you can do both, right?
Yeah.
Because I think there's some businesses that social media, you need it,
right?
And then there's some that you might you have a service that people are just going to look for you regardless,
right?
Regardless.
Business is just one thing, What about, let's just say, plain and simple things like GPS, they need to apply for something. They go to, I don't know, they're going to go get a loan, and the bank, we're going to send you an email, please verify it.
Right.
The simplest things.
The simplest things, man, that they don't know how to do. Like for example, you get an email, you come across like it's not working. So you obviously, what do I have to do? Maybe it logged me out. I got to change my password. It's probably, what to do, right? Our parents, they have no idea, they come across this block. So,
the old phones. The old phones don't allow you to be that accessible, right? So it comes down to accessibility. Accessibility meaning it's useful, universally wise.
Yeah. I would encourage people to get the latest stuff because of that. That way you're up to date with everything.
Correct.
I tell people all the time that come in, they're ready to drop $1,200 on the new iPhone 13 Pro Max, and I tell them, they just want to buy the phone because everybody has it,
right?
I ask them, do you do like photo editing? Do you take videos? Do you use that type of feature? Oh no, I just take a couple pictures here and there.
It just looks cool.
Yeah, I'm like, and I tell them, I'm like, look, that's great. You want the newest phone? Let me just show you this. This is an iPhone XR.
Nope.
It's half the price.
Nope.
Yeah, dude, it happens all the time. They walk out of there spending less money, man, because they don't.
But they do it.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
because most of the time, the new iPhone is like a status symbol for a lot of people. Like, look, I'm able to spend this much money on a phone.
Absolutely.
Look at my 3 cameras.
Yeah. If you don't have those 3 cameras, you're not cool enough.
Yeah. But there's people that think that if they don't have the iPhone 13 Pro Max, their phone doesn't work correctly. That's what they think, and that's not obviously. It's true in some cases. If you have an iPhone 6 right now, it's not gonna work. You won't be able to update. If you have an iPhone 6s, you can do everything the iPhone 13 Pro Max does, no problem.
So 6S and up right now.
Right now it works.
Next
perfectly.
year might be
7.
Is there a 7?
Yeah, there's a 7.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 XR.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right now, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Anytime soon. The big changes that happened recently was the 5G stuff. Oh my goodness, that was such a headache for some people. Signal wise, some people literally one day their phone stopped working. That's it. It stopped working
from like 6 and below.
A lot of people that have the Android platforms, like older Androids, that they were 3G phones. There's a lot of people that kept their old phones, man. Right. They just talk and text. They don't do much on their phones, and they were forced to buy new phones.
So what happened? What happened with the signal? Did the towers change something, or did they completely change that bandwidth? Or
it all started when Sprint got sold,
merged into
T-Mobile, and they got rid of the 3G networks here in the States. They completely shut it down. I believe they're still up, but they only use them for a couple of things. But it's no longer being used for cell phone.
Those 3G were used a lot, right, by lower income or older generation that didn't quite needed to upgrade. If all they did was text and call, they didn't need the apps, right? They didn't need the.
So here in the States, compared to like everywhere else in the world, there's like real unique cell phone networks. So Verizon uses a mix of CDMA and GSM networks. So there, before, if you had Verizon, your phone call would be working off the CDMA network, your phone call. But your internet connection was working off the 3G and the 4G and maybe the 5G network, depending on where you're at. So, for example, for a long time, if you had Boost Mobile or Metro PCS, back in the day, not recently, they all updated. You couldn't be on your phone like browsing the internet while you were in a phone call.
Yeah,
right? Because it was like a cheaper service. You couldn't do that, but they updated. But yeah, some companies like T-Mobile, they were using just GSM, where phone call and internet was used on the GSM network.
That's interesting. Yeah, because other countries, I mean, we think everything is like here, iPhones everywhere, and then you go to other countries like El Salvador or Mexico, and I see that everyone has an Android, and all the Androids are a little bit older,
Yeah.
And of course, like the communication there, like they skipped the whole. Everyone has a phone line at home, right? They skipped that, and then they just went from no phones to having a cell phone everywhere.
Correct. Yeah.
But they're able to have them with these older, or not even older, just a different version of Android.
Correct. Yeah. People in Mexico and other, not just from, the reason I say Mexico is because I have a lot of customers that they come to me because they want a phone that they're going to be able to send to their family member, ready to go, fully unlocked. I know that sounds like a basic
service.
No.
Okay.
Where they can just give it to their family and
get
they
a
have
chip, and then it goes
whatever. They'll have Telcel or Movistar, so they can just grab their chip, put it in, ready to go. Okay. I know that sounds like you should be able to do that, but that's not the case. You can't just go up to Walmart and buy. Oh, that's a phone right there. People do this all the time. They go to Walmart and they're like, an iPhone 11 for $300. Wow, what a steal! They'll buy it, they'll wrap it up, they'll give it to someone, and that person can't activate it
because they can only use it with.
They can only use it with that certain company. I can unlock it. They'll go up to me, like me, and we can't unlock it.
How come?
All right, so.
Because you're the phone guy.
Yeah.
If I think of you, I'm like this. Yeah. If anybody can do it, he can. Let's go.
The reason why people are willing to give you a free phone, like for example, you see all these advertisements like Metro PCS, Boost Mobile, T-Mobile. And Cricket, and
all of them.
All of them
switch
do it.
over, get a free phone.
Right. The reason why they're willing to give you a free phone, okay, is because that free phone is locked to their carrier. You will not be able to use that phone with a different carrier. Some companies offer an unlock option where if you stay with them with that phone with service for like a certain amount of time, they'll give you the ability to unlock it. But that's why they're giving you a free phone, because it's locked to their carrier. Like, switch over, we'll give you this phone for free.
And then you can't go nowhere else.
Yeah. You can.
Oh, you can, but that phone's staying.
That if you end up selling that phone, let's just say, I got a phone. Whoever you sold this phone to can only use it with them.
As a consumer, how would you know if I buy it from you? Is there a way to know, or not until I try to switch it over? Am I gonna find out? I got bamboozled.
Correct. Yeah, man. I see
Can
that.
Can you help them or no? You can't help them at all?
By the time they come to me for help, it's too late because they already gave someone $500 for an iPhone 12 Pro Max, that's locked.
So the only thing that they can do is resell it?
To
a T-Mobile user or whoever it's locked to?
It just depends, man. People sometimes don't even check. I guess they're just so excited. They just meet up. Here you go.
A deal.
Yeah, that's a deal. And they don't even check the phone if it has an iCloud on it. They don't even check the settings, see if it says SIM lock. On iPhones, if you're about to buy a phone on OfferUp, on Facebook Marketplace, anywhere, go check, if you're about to buy it, put your SIM card on it, check the settings, make sure there's not an iCloud on there before you give them the money.
Make sure it's factory reset.
Yeah.
All the way to the hello screen. You know how it says hello and then hola and then like.
Yeah, if you put your SIM card on it on an iPhone, and you as soon as you pop it in and then you say it, then you see a white screen that says hello, that phone's not unlocked.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the first sign. You know, if they're telling you it's unlocked and that happens,
you're good to go.
No.
Oh, you're not good to go.
No, it's locked. What happens when you put a SIM card on an iPhone? Yeah, it'll if you have a T-Mobile SIM card,
you get the signal.
You'll see the signal right there. Yeah.
I never did that. I just saw, it's unlocked. That has all the regular startup screen. We're good to go.
Right, but that's the thing. They can give you an iPhone that says hello on it. It's just fully reset. But what you want to do is skip the setup, the main setup, get it all the way to the home button, put your SIM card in it,
and then go.
Yeah. If you're at the home screen and you put your SIM card in it, and then a white screen pops up that says hello, yeah, that phone's locked. Yeah, it's locked with the carrier. Yeah, you can also find out by going to your settings on the general, and it will tell you right there SIM locked.
Oh wow!
If it says SIM locked, that phone is locked to a carrier. It should say no SIM restrictions.
No SIM restrictions.
Yeah, and there's some things that you cannot see. Like, for example, you cannot tell if that phone is blacklisted or is under fraud or there's a...
What is blacklisted?
Blacklisted is a phone that could be reported lost or stolen by a customer. And then it could be because of fraud, you know.
Or stolen?
Yeah.
Have you had those?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People buy those all the time online, yeah. We
And then what happens?
There's some services out there that you can come to me. I can sometimes get that cleared, but you can't sometimes. Before, and I was making money on this. You can come to me.
How excited he
yeah.
is.
You can come. Yeah. You can come to me, and it can have an iCloud on it. It can be blacklisted. It can be unlocked, and I can clear it up. It was expensive, and it sometimes took a long time, but. For example, if someone bought back then, it was maybe the iPhone 11 was the best one. If someone bought an iPhone 11 online for $200, and they came to me, they probably spent another $200, and I'll give them back their phone clean, ready to go. So they just spent $1,000 phone for $400 bucks. They got a deal, you know.
Wow. So you can't do that no more?
No, we cannot. Yeah,
because Apple knew you were doing that.
How did you do it?
There were services, and I knew some guys, you know. Like there's people.
Can you give us your source?
But
yeah.
How did they do it? Like, what's the technical part of it?
They have softwares that go into the phone. They connect it to a computer.
Okay. So
and
they
then
hook it up and run the software, and and it does its job.
Right. I used to use this guy. His name was Blowfish Unlocks.
Yeah.
No one. I mean,
That should be the name of our show.
Yeah, we have a aquarium in here now.
Yeah. It was funny because this guy would a lot of people knew about this guy, and he would communicate only by email. He had a website, and so how it worked is you had to send money to him via PayPal, right?
As friends or as services?
Friends.
Friends,
wow.
Yeah.
So he had all the trust. He had to just.
You had to. But he built that reputation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then, so how it would work is, he would request. You had like a balance, so you would send in like $500, and then when you requested an unlock, you would just deduct it off that, right? And then all of a sudden, that guy disappeared. The website didn't work and stuff like that.
Feds got Apple.
No. I who knows
Apple
what happened, you know, but.
It was Elon.
What happened to me?
He never revealed his identity, right? It was always anonymous.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know who he was. He never told me his name or anything.
How do you
find this guy? How do you
search in the dark web?
Sometimes I think about that when people tell me certain things. I'm like, how did you reach him? Like,
yeah,
you just Googled.
The guy that taught me all this, his name is Eduardo. Yeah, Eduardo Ovidio. Yeah,
it's always a mentor.
Eduardo. Huh? Eduardo. What's his last name?
Eduardo Ovidio.
Yeah.
Le dicen el Chilango?
Yeah, el Chilango.
Yeah.
He used to go to Caney Creek, I think.
That guy's a funny dude, man. Real funny guy.
He's cool.
Yeah.
He's probably in here somewhere.
Yeah, dude. Shout out, man. The cool dude, man. If the guy, how I met that guy is funny, man.
Wait, was that the guy?
Yeah. When I met him,
that's the guy that taught him a lot.
Yeah, yeah. When I met him, I didn't even know him, and I knew about him. This fool was the phone guy.
Yeah.
He was the man.
He
dude.
worked
like,
for Adam.
He worked for Adam Cellular.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Adam
yeah.
Cellular was
Yeah.
that the first like there's got to be like an original phone guy of Conroe.
That's the guy he's talking about.
Yeah, the original guy in Conroe was Adam Cellular.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody worked for him.
I worked
Everybody.
for I worked for the competition, Zone. Yeah. The owner, he's a good friend of mine. Passed away. Miss him a lot. He taught me everything I know about businesses. Really good guy. Got real close.
Eduardo was his name, right?
Yeah, Eduardo Oviedo.
So he taught you how to unlock and do all that stuff, and gave you the contacts and showed you the ropes on how to essentially run a phone business, or
Moshier, my friend. So I worked for him so long. You know, you just get to know the business. But with Eduardo was he stopped working with Adams and started working at Zone, and
you don't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll just make sure I got the right guy. Yeah.
I don't think he does cell phone anymore around here now.
No.
By me just watching, when I met Eduardo, I didn't do repairs or nothing, and he started doing like back then. It was when I met him, flip phones was the thing. There was no Android yet.
Like 2000.
Yeah, the
5.
Yeah, the Android platform wasn't even around. Yeah, it didn't even exist.
What was it? It
was early. I mean,
early 2000s.
No, 2011, 2012. Yeah.
Android still wasn't around?
Nah, man. Android. The first Android that came out was the HTC One.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
I had that one.
Yeah.
I had the HTC One.
Yeah, that was the first Android that came about. I remember.
That was a great phone.
It was a great phone. That's the first Android. That was the. The phones that were out were like LG Chocolate, the sliders, the sidekicks, the HTC,
blueberries,
the Dash,
blueberries,
the Blackberries,
the blueberries, strawberries too.
Yeah, the black. Those were the phones when
HTC One came out.
Yeah, when the HTC One came out with the Android platform, dude, I was like, what the heck is this? You know, I was like,
but we already had the iPhones, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah. iPhone was like
2008.
We had iPods,
We
but
had
the
the
iPhone I
iPhone
think
1.
came out later on.
But yeah, the first iPhone. Let's see, release date if I can spell.
But yeah.
So that changed the game for everybody, right? Because it was way more accessible than the iPhone, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was 2007.
Yeah, I had the iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So you've been iPhone since day one?
Yeah, in between when they broke and I couldn't, and I was broke, I'd get an Android.
Yeah, switch over.
Maybe 1 year. I even had the Amazon Fire phone.
Man, yeah.
That phone was, you would just point at something and then it would bring up Amazon.
Yeah.
Or you would point at like anything and it would just tell you what it was.
Man, those days were fun for people that were into like unlocking your phone.
Mm-hmm.
There was this thing called, it's crazy how I no longer follow this stuff, so I'm like unaware of it. But people out there that know how to like fully unlock your phone, there was a thing that you would do, a jailbreak.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the jailbreak?
Yeah.
You can download anything from the App Store that costs money for free.
Yes.
And then
you had like so many more apps that other people probably still
Yeah.
And you have all the movies, and then you had everything. There's people that still do it.
Yeah.
But they have to do it. They have to be like a couple of versions behind.
Correct.
And they have to keep updating it like every
correct
couple days.
Yeah.
And to me, it came down to a point where that was just too much work.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It's just not reasonable. You got to do so much just to get the benefits out of it.
It's like, oh, you're gonna spend 4 or 5 hours to get Spotify for free.
Right.
Like,
yeah, why not?
It's just
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Are you gonna pay $15 a month?
Yeah.
It's a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. It's called convenience.
I got rid of my Spotify premium and signed up for Audible instead.
Oh yeah.
Audible. Oh, dude, going through books, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I sent you yesterday.
Yes.
The Audible. Yeah.
I like it a lot.
255 hours away from like the highest level on Audible.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I've been a member since like 2013.
Yeah.
But I haven't paid like every year, but it's like I've downloaded like 35 books or something like that.
Yeah. They have this cool thing where they give you a credit every month, so you can get a book. Even though if you don't buy it, they'll give you a credit, where you can, and that credit goes through a book, any book.
Mm-hmm. Some books are $20, some of them are $30, some of them.
And they're yours
10.
forever.
Yeah, and they're yours forever. You have them in your library, and you can even cancel it, the membership, and they'll still be there.
Yeah, it's real. It's dope. I like it a lot. Yeah.
See, like I was telling him yesterday, I just feel like sometimes audiobooks, even when I listen to podcasts, if I'm really focused while I'm trying to listen and do some work, and I'll hear like a good point, I'm like, oh man, how they get to that point, and then I have to like rewind because I listen to it but I don't hear it. Is that
yeah? I
so
mean,
then
it goes in through one ear out the other.
correct. So compared to when I'm reading, I'm actually like, I mean, I might be yawning 20 times, but I'm reading it and I'm like bringing it in.
Right.
But audios, I'm gonna have to try more audios then.
What I do is I do the audiobook, go through it 1.5 speed, super fast, and then I go back to it again with the real book and just remember where everything was.
It's too much work.
Well, yeah, but if it's worth it, if it's worth the knowledge, you're gonna put in the work.
Right. I've definitely downloaded some books that I cannot listen to.
Right.
Like my attention's not not there. Like I can't. I'm not listening to it. But there's other books like the book that I'm on right now, Black Belt Husband. Black Belt Husband. Real good book. It's not about I guess it's like a marriage thing. It is a marriage thing. Yeah, a marriage book, but it's more concentrated on the man. It doesn't even talk about woman. It doesn't even talk about it talks about if you want to be the best version of being a husband, if you want to be a father, if you want to be the best husband you can be, read this book.
Okay.
All right.
So do you think maybe because you want to be that is why this is more interesting than some of the other books that you kind of don't?
No, for sure. That's definitely
so
it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Part of it. Because you want to be better. This is attracting you, so you're listening to it better, right?
Right.
Okay.
I thought it was a book about how to manage jujitsu and your marriage. That's why I got this book. I was like, damn, I want to get better. Belt. Yeah. How to deal with trying to be a black belt, but still be all right with your marriage, and it's not that. No, it's not that. It's a real good book, man. Like, I think it's more for the guys that didn't have that father figure.
Oof.
But
sign me up.
Mostly everybody.
Sign me up.
Mostly all Hispanics.
You guys know how in the Hispanic culture, a lot of guys don't talk about this, but you have this culture of the we see it a lot, and it's in between guy talk. Guys only talk about it, but like, how can I say this?
That works, and that's all he does.
Yeah. How can I say this?
Just say it, bro.
The example of a good marriage I did not see until I was like almost to my teens. I don't know if that makes sense. When I saw someone in a relationship, I was like, oh man, I was a kid, I was like, what? They get along real nice. They have a real nice, like they look real nice. Like
that's hard to find even nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Like you look around and you see divorce everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And you see baby mamas and baby daddies everywhere, and you don't see that nuclear family that the father's happy, the mother's happy, the kids are well adjusted, like. even today, that's hard to see.
Oh yeah, dude.
So even growing up, like that's even that's
yeah.
so hard.
Right. When I saw a couple and I was like, dang, like they get along so well. They're hugging each other. They're joking around. They're like they were like capping each other, like making fun of each other. And I was like, and they're just, this is them.
Right.
This is how they get along.
This is just a regular day for them.
They're not fighting. Oh, all right, that's cool.
You were like, oh, it's
yeah. And I was like, oh wow. And then I saw it again with one of my cousins, my cousin Panda.
This is a guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We call him Panda.
Hola,
His name's
Panda.
Jorge. Yeah.
Why Panda?
I don't know, dude. They gave him, dude. Our family has a dude, Panda, El Zorro. I'm La Cochi. My dad's my older brother's Chon. My little brother's Titi. Dude, we got nothing but.
I think that's a Hispanic thing.
Yeah, dude.
You guys in El Salvador have stuff like that?
I'm from Mexico.
Oh, okay, my bad.
But yeah. It's a real good book. If you want that, you know, it'll show you how to value yourself. It'll show you how to. I think this is gonna be like 5th time I listen to it all over again.
Would there be a principle that you got from there that it's like, okay, this is one thing that I
need to work on for sure, that I saw?
No, not that you need to work on personally, but that you're like, okay, this is something that something that I'll live by, something that I'll, because there's books that you're like, okay, this is something that's gonna stick with me forever because it's a principle that I value and that I want to be like. There's something like that
I got out of the book.
Mm-hmm.
There was no matter what, there's so much you can do as a man that when you get married, when you decide to get married and decide to,
this is it,
right? It's a sacrifice. You are no longer number one. You are the you have to take care of your household. You have to make sure everybody in your household is good.
Correct.
You have to make sure everything is in order in your house so you can live in order.
Before you.
Oh, yeah.
You believe that?
I think that's a good thing to do, to apply.
So let me say,
making sure that you are doing the things that make you happy.
Correct. But so right now you said you would have to put your marriage first. Correct. Or your household first. Correct. And put all this first. Correct. Before you.
Correct.
But what if you're not okay? Because you're too busy putting everybody else first. When do you come in?
A black belt husband makes sure he's okay.
First.
Yes, sir.
So
your values have to come first.
So if I decide I'm going to get married, I still need to make sure I'm okay first. Oh, yeah. And I'm still first. Correct. Before anybody else is first. Is what you're saying.
Why? If you really love someone, if you're already talking about marrying this person, having kids with this person, starting a business with this person, having joint bank accounts with this person, wouldn't you want to be the best shape possible, physically, mentally, ready to go?
Yourself first. Yes, that I agree with that.
Correct. So you can offer that to
them or to your family. Correct. Or to your future family.
Correct.
Yeah, definitely. It just seems that I think you were. I heard it the wrong way.
I think what you heard is you put them, you sacrifice everything that you are for them. Yeah. And I don't think that's what he meant.
Okay.
Yeah. It also tells you have to make sure that your values, the things that make you happy, like there's like, for example, there's an example of that this guy puts in his book, a guy that got married and his wife no longer let him fly planes.
Oof.
He was an pilot. And one of the things that they ended up going to counseling, and one of the things that he regretted was that.
Yes.
So this guy, rather not confront it with his wife, say, hey, you know what? I like this. I like to do this, okay? I know you don't like it. I know you don't want me flying. I know the dangers of it, but this makes me happy.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Men, rather not confront their wives or their significant others and say, hey, I want to do this. Please, I'm going to make time for it. It's not going to affect anything or whatever. Whatever you have to, people rather not do that
and
live miserably, then, hey man, you know, your wife cares about you, man. Your wife wants the best of you if she loves you, you know.
Right.
But your wife will also want you to be happy.
Correct.
Even though it's something that she doesn't agree with. Like for example, what if you love riding motorcycles?
And you take that away. So I've learned that, right, in the past, and I've told people that recently. And nowadays, not as much as before, but I would have a lot of people ask me for feedback and, you know, advice or questions or whatnot. But I've learned that you have to still put yourself first because I've been there, right? So I can talk from experience as far as, like, you try to make the other person happy, right? You try to give the other person everything that you want. But then at the end of the day, when it comes to you, you're not happy. So no matter what you can do for them, they might be happy, but you're not it. So I've learned, and I've told people, when you get into a new relationship, like I have somebody that's been asking, that they're like recently getting to talk to somebody new. And I'm like, hey, like, you know, the sex, you start having sex, you know, you almost get, like, what is it called? Like, you just like you're just so thinking about that, and it feels good, and it feels good, and the feeling's amazing. But you got to think about more than that, right? Like, so what's going to happen when you want to go do your hobbies, when you want to go to your friends, when you want to go travel, when you want to do what you used to do as a single man that you'd like doing, not that you did just because you were single, but stuff that you did because you liked it. Okay. Man, really? I should talk about them? Like, yes. Like, you know, sex is only going to get you to a certain point, right? It's where it's still going to be good, but then it's going to be like, what happens when you don't have money? What happens when you're stressed and you want to go with your friends, because that's normally what you would do, and maybe not drink, or just kind of go out and just kind of play some basketball or whatever, right? And she's like, no, stay home. And you're like, well, this is what I used to do to kind of unstress or unwind. Right. But when they don't think about that or have those conversations where they're like, hey, I respect what you do, but I like doing this. So you just know that no matter what, this is something that I'm going to do, right? So, for instance, like, to me, it's the gym, right? Okay. So my thing was like, hey, regardless of what happens, whether we have money, whether we're broke, whether we're stressed, whether we're happy, the gym's my thing. Right. So not that you can't take it away from me, but I was like, but that's my one thing that I for sure am going to do. And my two was I'm just always moving. Side hustles moving. So so I think that's very important, that people need to talk about that. And as guys, not just close, or I don't know how to say it the right way, right? But not just like, pa no pelear, let me just not do it, right? I don't want to fight, so let me just not go to the gym. I don't want to fight, so let me not do what I like to do. I don't want to fight. Like, what's this motto that people say, happy wife, happy life? Right. Yeah. I don't agree with that as much.
I mean, I think you have there's a balance to it, you know. Correct. Obviously,
you can't go to the gym whenever it's family time.
Exactly.
You can't go to the gym whenever you've already said something that you were gonna, you know, you're gonna go to a certain appointment, or you're gonna be there. Right. You know, I think as a man, you have to set up your life to where you want the stuff that you want, but it doesn't interfere with your family either. Yeah. Yeah. Like, if you're going to go to the gym, go early before everybody wakes up. Correct. Right. If you're going to go out with your boys, go whenever it's the right time. Set it up in the schedule. Put it in front of everybody and say, this is the day that I'm going to go play basketball. You know, everybody understand that that's where I'm going to be at that time. Right. Not 5 minutes before, I'm going to go play basketball. It's like, we're about to have dinner, or we're about to...
Correct. Todo con sus limitations, of course. Yeah, I agree with that.
Same thing with substances, man. You know, dude, there's people out there that, you know, they do hard drugs, man, and then Monday they're a parent, you know.
You know, mean, drugs, alcohol. Alcohol's one of the biggest ones, you know.
Yeah, dude. You know, I think there's a balance to everything. You know, I'm a guy that likes to dip his toes on a lot of things, and there's limits to things, you know.
What do you mean dip your toes into things, like,
you know,
sports, or what?
You know, like jiu-jitsu, I think right now is the thing that I like the most. Right. It's my, like...
So tomorrow your wife's like, hey, you're not going no more because we need to do more things.
I don't think it's...
I don't think she'll say that.
Yeah, I don't think she'll... I don't think that... I've never had an issue like that. No.
And what if she did?
She stays away from things that I like to do. Like, she gives me too much freedom sometimes. I don't have that.
No. What if she's like, hey, you know what? Tomorrow I'm just gonna start taking. I don't know. What do women do? Karate.
Right.
Zumba.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm down with it. I mean, I don't think.
Would you limit her to certain things? No. Right.
No.
But it's at you go to jiu-jitsu at 7 to 8.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And let's say she's gonna do classes from 8 to 10. So now you're missing from 6:30 when you start getting ready till 10:30 if there's no you and her time.
Again, out of the week, how much time can it be? It really isn't, man. You know, you're still gonna come back home. You know, there's still gonna be time, dude. There's so much time in the day, man. There's so much time. You can if you really want to, you'll find time to do it, man. You know, if you really want to do it, you know.
That's true.
You know,
that's true, and I tell that to a lot of people, right? I'm like, man, if someone really wants to be in your life, if someone really is interested in you, if someone really wants to do this, they're gonna put the time.
Right.
We don't have a clock.
And do it.
Right.
No, I was kind of saying because we put the time when we really wanted to do this.
Oh yeah.
So you put the time, and you do it. No matter what it is. There's never, you're never too busy. You're never too tired. You're never too. Right. You're always gonna.
Yeah, if you really want to go for it, man. Especially, you know, imagine, man, if you had the time. Like, I think about it all the time. Like, imagine if I would have started training jiu-jitsu when I was like 20. You know,
you would have been the black belt husband.
Right. Yeah. Right. I know.
You would have been right in the book.
A black belt. Right.
A black belt.
Right.
Husband.
Possibly.
Damn it. Right now,
but
you're
like,
just a blue belt.
Yeah, but that's with everything in life.
Yeah.
Like, what if I would have started?
Yeah.
What if? Those infinite what ifs are always gonna be there.
Right.
And I think that's what kills people. To the point, as in, like, they'll say what if, right? So they're like, what if I would have started a business? And then they're just like, well, I didn't. Okay, well, you do it now. And then 6 months, like, what if I would have done it then? And then they still don't, right? Or not just the business, anything.
Right.
Fitness, general, eating better, taking care of yourself, going out for walks. What if I would have spent more time with my kids? Maybe they wouldn't be so bad. Okay, well, now, like, you can do it now. Right. You know, you don't have to continue to live this what if life. Like, me and Luis used to be like, what if we do a podcast?
Right. What if?
What if? And then one day.
What if this podcast goes big, you know?
Yeah, what if? What if?
And I think it also, like David Goggins says, like, what if I can pull this off? Mm-hmm. That's a different mindset. Right. Like, what if I could have done this? No. What if you can do this?
Right.
What happens if you're able to break the world record in push-ups? Like, what if? What would that look like?
Correct. Just like I saw the other day, what would you do if you knew you wouldn't fail at doing it?
Right.
What would you do?
Man, there's just one goal that me and my wife have in common that we want to do. We haven't told anybody. I'm not gonna tell her right now, but. No.
The exclusive.
Exclusive right here. Look, just tell us. We'll bleep it out.
No. I won't put.
We'll mute it out.
I don't want to put the juju out there on it. Damn. But you know, those are type of things that those are type of things that keep a fire under my ass. You know, I wake up every day like we're gonna do this.
We're gonna get there.
And it's one of those things that everybody says that they're gonna do. It's one of those things that, oh man, I wish I would have done this when I was young, and we have the plan and we're gonna do it. You know. Before we have kids, you know, I want to have kids. It's one of those things that, I mean, I read books on having kids, you know, and, I see you, I see my older brother. I like to surround myself with people who have kids, like Rey. When Rey puts up a video of him and his daughter going out, man, it's like, damn, you know, that shit's
and they'll be there soon.
Yeah, those are things that I look forward to, you know, in life, and that stuff motivates me to do my goals right now before the kids are here, you know.
So you can just give them all the time.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. Because, you know, based of what I've seen, the examples that I've seen near me, my older brother having twins.
Oof.
Yeah. A lot of time is dedicated to kids.
A lot of time. Correct.
A lot of education.
Yeah, dude.
Because they come to this world not knowing, or they learn things that they shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
In, like, daycare, school, or the teachers teaching them things that they shouldn't, you know, things like that.
Yeah. Homeschooling is sounding real nice now.
I agree.
Yeah, homeschooling is sounding real nice.
So I agree with homeschooling, but I also think like the whole being out in the public and like interacting. So to me, I think
high school is good.
Private school, I think, would be maybe a little bit step better, because I think in private school you're able to kind of go scout out the school and see their beliefs and see how they structure. Of course, you're still not in the classroom, right? So you still don't know what this person is telling your child. But if I with my next child, because we're gonna have like triplets, hopefully, all in one time. So
Nice.
boom, tres, get it out of the way, right? All right, I'm calling it now. But yeah, I think private school would be the way to go. Yeah. That's in my opinion. But the public school system is just.
I mean,
I don't even know how to say it. There's so many words.
I dropped out. I didn't even graduate.
No, you didn't.
Nah, man.
You're a business owner. You have to go to school to be a business owner.
Oh, damn, dude. They're going to come for me. They're going to close my business. Damn it.
Fuck.
Can you bleep that?
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Nah, dude. I didn't even graduate high school, man.
No?
Dude,
how far did you get?
I was loser in high school, man.
Damn.
Straight up loser, man. Yeah.
How so?
Bro, like, I mean, I just stopped caring about school, man.
What about school that you didn't like? Because there's a lot of people, right?
I just had personal problems.
Like attitude towards your parents, towards your life.
Yeah. It was more about that. I had no respect, no self-respect. You know, I wasn't like a rude. I wasn't rude to. I don't know how kids are rude to their teachers, man. I was never that. I just didn't pay attention to it, man. Like it wasn't.
There's a lack of interest.
Lack of interest, yeah. I remember this one time. The last time I was back in Arizona. I went to Corona del Sol, and I remember it was a history class, and they gave us an assignment, and the teacher went out with a bowl of we had to do like a presentation and PowerPoint presentation about whatever paper we got out of the bowl. That was our.
It's like a draw.
Yeah, I got the Holocaust.
Oof.
Dude, I started reading on the Holocaust, and Dr. Mengele, you know, all these characters that came out of the World War and stuff. Dude, I got so interested. Dude, I got an A on that presentation because I was interested in that topic. Like, I did not know about the Holocaust before.
What grade was this?
I was in high school. I think I was a junior. Yeah.
Like world history?
Yeah, world history.
Yeah.
No. I think I was a sophomore. Yeah. Yeah, sophomore. Yeah, dude, skipped, smoked weed in school. You know, not. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. They say, do you think it could have been like the HDADA?
Nah, dude. I think that's a cop out, man. Like for me, I can admit it. I was just
because a lot of people say that whenever that happens, there's zero interest in everything else, and you can't pay attention. Yeah. But whenever you have interest, you hyper focused on that one thing, and that's the only thing you can think about, and that's the only thing that interests you, and you become basically an expert at that thing because you're so hyper focused. But I don't know
like
how
the Holocaust, right? So that interests you, and you went.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was just a topic that you know.
Yeah, it's always fascinated me, the Holocaust, and just
crazy.
The brutality of humankind and what they can do.
Yeah, dude.
That is
insane. Have you seen Schindler's List?
Yeah, dude.
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
And Frank.
What blows my mind? What blows my mind when I think about this is that, dude, that we think about it like it was like 100 years ago.
No.
Dude, that wasn't like too long ago, man.
Right.
It used to be 60 years. Now it's like 80 years, but still, it's like a whole grandpa, you know?
Dude, and you know what's crazy, dude? That we haven't learned, man. We're still wars right now. There's still people killing each other with, like, bombs and stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah, that blows my mind because...
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, just
the power and the level of human destruction blows my mind. That you're able to create an atomic bomb that could destroy 20 miles of everything.
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy. So you dropped out of school, and then what'd you do? You just chilled?
I dropped out, started working for my cousin at a body shop, and
you saw money. And you're like, this is it.
I mean, you had to hustle, you know. And dude, just fucking badass kid, dude. Like, not giving a fuck.
But bad how? Like just like you're out of school and then you're still bad, or you? What do you consider?
I mean, I'm not doing nothing, man. You know, just wasting my time. You know, smoking. You know, the when I started getting money, like not saving a dime, just spending my money. You know, just dumb stuff. You know?
That's what we all did.
It's what every guy did that, you know, didn't have any guidance or something.
I did it.
Yeah, everybody did it.
Luis?
It's good. It's good to go through it and, you know, have someone guide you to get out of it.
But see, I feel like you have to go through things like that because things like that will mold you to where you're at. Yeah. Right. I mean, well, you don't have to go. Right. You don't have to have a hard life.
You can live. You can learn through experience. Right. Learn through your own experience. Learn by somebody mentoring you and teaching you, telling you, hey, this is the path. This is what can happen if you don't follow the path. Right. You'll waste time. You'll waste energy. You'll waste life. Right. You'll waste everything.
Right.
But if you want to, go and do it.
Right.
But this is what I'm telling you. This is what's going to help you save time. And then you go and you mess everything up, and then you come back and you're like, oh, you were right.
You were right.
Like, yeah. You didn't have to go through that. And some kids are able to see that through their parents or through their mentorship.
Correct. Exactly, man.
Yeah. They're able to just not go through that. But, you know, some people have to.
So at what point did you like, all right, I got to get my stuff together. Like I got to get a little bit better, or I got to. You're like, I'm still there. I'm still there.
I haven't changed.
Yeah, right.
No, I think it comes to you naturally, man. It comes to you. You realize, like, you know what? When a big moment, I was out with some friends, man. We were drinking, and we were around a bonfire. And I was young, dude. I will never forget this, man. I realized, you know what, man? Like, I need to start looking around the people that I'm hanging out. We were around a bonfire. It was like a get together of a good friend. I still talk to him. He's a good guy. And this older cat was like, man, like, hay unas cosas que quiero. In Spanish, he said, hay unas cosas que todavía quiero ver que hago en la vida. Like, there's a couple things that I want to see in life. Mm-hmm. And he said something like bad. Like, it wasn't like it's not something that, like...
Not something that you would want to do or that you want to be around.
Yeah, and, dude, and I said, I told him, you know, and then someone else said something like, I want, like, a badass truck. And then some other dude said he wanted to open up his business. And then I said, I can't wait till I have kids. Bro, all of them started laughing at me. Like, this fucking guy. Idiot. Así este pendejo. Like that, dude.
Right.
And I was like,
what the hell?
They already had kids?
Yeah.
Oh,
so they know the struggle, but they don't know how to.
Dude, and then they started talking about how their kids fucking give them headaches and shit. And then, like,
I mean, they do.
They don't.
But, like, it was more of, como que, like, if they were ashamed of it.
Oh, man.
Like, como que tenían vergüenza.
And
I was like, that's... And I saw how I felt when they said that, and they were, like, saying it, like... Nothing. Right. You know? And I was like, man, I think I gotta start looking
for other
people.
Friends.
Yeah. But that one friend, I still talk to him. He's a real good guy.
The one that said the bad thing.
No, not him.
Okay.
No. It was a guy that was in the group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that it was the one that said the really bad thing. He didn't say, and I was like, I'm not gonna ask him because obviously he didn't say what.
No. He didn't say that. But I remember that he was there when they were laughing at me, and he just put his shoulder on my like his hand on my shoulder, like. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, I remember that gesture. Okay. But they were capping on me because I said that.
Right. But kids don't give headaches.
It's not headaches. It's just that it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like anything, right?
It's so
like
easy.
Anything work. Yeah.
I think kids are easy. Like,
I think for you to say, it's hard work. It's like saying it's hard work to be a parent. It's like saying water's wet.
Right. It's just the way it is.
It's the way it is, right? Like, you already know what's coming.
Right.
Like, you already know the responsibility that comes with a kid, man. Kids are complicated. It's a process.
Yeah.
And I think it's never ending because people say, oh, they're going to get to their 20. Dude, I've seen some dumbass 20-year-olds.
Right? Yeah.
I've seen some dumbass 20-year-olds that cannot, they don't know how to deal with money. They don't know how to do nothing,
and
man.
At every stage in their life,
yeah, you gotta be there, man.
It's a different process. Everything that you went through, right? Just remember, like, what did you know at 12, 13, 14, and then 15, and then 16 brings its own problems. 17 brings its own. Every year brings its own problems. Even at 30, like, your mom's like, hey, when are you gonna buy a house? When are you gonna do this? Right? We always need a parent, so we also need to always be there for our kids. Like always every year, every step of the way.
Yeah.
So it is work, but that's the way life is. It's you got to go to work. That's just the way it is. Yeah, so you have to enjoy that process.
I went outside and it's hot.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I went to the gym and I sweated.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the way it is.
10-4.
To me, kids are easy. It's a process.
Right.
It's like anything else. If you set up the process at the beginning good, I'm not gonna say everything's gonna be like gravy train, right? But I think a lot of times when people tell me like, man, like the kids this, but it's like, maybe you still got time to set that structural right.
Right.
And once you set that structure right, then everything should kind of line up.
Right. Their expectations are understood. That hey, this is the way I should act. This is the way that I should behave based on the history of what I've done.
Right. Would it be perfect? No. Will there be issues, as you said, when you're 14? New issues come up, but as long as you set that the principles up, right? Like here, the principle is for it to look nice. Once we have that set up, then we're good. Right.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
Is that correct?
Correct.
How many kids you have? 2?
I have 2 kids. Yeah.
How old are they?
5 and 7.
Oh, okay, cool.
How many kids do you want to have?
Dude,
look how he smiles when you ask him questions. You really want kids?
Yeah, dude. I dream about kids. I want a little girl, man. Because my wife only wants to have 2, man.
Yeah, that's the
He's
new.
sad.
That's the new normal is 2.
Yeah, 2.
How many that our parents and
like
grandparents?
if my wife was down, I would have like 7 kids, man.
Boom.
Yeah.
Uno tras del otro.
Yeah, dude. Like I would like that for real. Like,
how old are you?
I'm gonna be 33 in September.
And how old is she?
She's 29.
Yeah, age becomes a factor.
Yeah, it does.
So
Yeah,
you gotta start tomorrow.
Age becomes a factor after 30. Yeah. You have to really decide, like, hey, this needs to happen now because we're not ready. It doesn't matter. It needs to happen now. I don't have a house. Gotta figure it out.
Right. It all comes with it's all the process, you know.
But the line starts to
right
as you start to do better and maybe get more ready. Your age starts to kind of bring you down. Is your body ready? Are you ready?
I don't know, man. I just don't think about that stuff, man. I obviously thought about it, but I don't think that's gonna be.
You'll be good, right? The other day I heard something about Elon Musk. His dad got somebody pregnant. He's like 70-something years old. So as a guy, you'll still be good, but as your wife,
right? Oh, yeah.
Right, that's what starts to become.
That becomes just a biological problem. Yeah.
You can't beat science.
Dude, I've thought about that too, man. Like that's why I tell my I don't like my wife. She doesn't take any type of birth control because we don't want to mess with it. We don't want to.
There you go.
Yeah, like I'm the one that takes care of it, you know. Because when we do decide, we don't want no issues.
And I like that because you respect that she's still not ready, so you're still like.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm ready to go. You know, but
you ready to be a dad? Yeah.
Yeah,
You've been ready, huh, for a
Look
while.
I've
been ready, dude.
Smile.
Yeah, dude.
This guy is just like kids, and he just glows.
Yeah, dude. Like, I think I'm ready, man. Like,
we have kids, so we should laugh at them.
Idiot.
Nah. Kids change. They'll change you completely.
Yeah,
I think they changed me for the best. Even like when my son was born, like it opened my mind. And it almost made me understand a little bit of what my mom went through as far as like, okay, so when she was doing that, that was the best that she could do at the time.
Right.
And like, no matter what, like, okay, now I'm starting to understand things.
Right.
Now I'm starting to like understand why things are done a certain way or why things were sacrificed the way they were.
I don't know if this happens to y'all, but do you guys ever like think about how fucking like, because I was a travieso, man, when I was a kid.
I
gave my dad hell, man, and my mom too, man. Like,
are you ready for that? You're gonna pay for that. That's what Hispanic community says. You're gonna pay for what you went through. Yeah. The juju earlier that you were talking about too, like right?
Brazilian juju.
Were you guys like that? Like,
I think nah. I was never mean or rude to the teachers. I am just like I am now. I'm just very talkative, very extremely talkative. And my issue is like I would get my stuff done and then I would talk, but then Luis over here couldn't talk and do his work, so then I would get in trouble because I'm distracting Luis. And I'm like, man, that's not my fault. This guy's taking 3 hours to do his thing, and I did it in 10 minutes. Yeah. Like, but that was my biggest thing. Like I said earlier, you know, my mom put core values like be respectful, right? So, yeah, maybe I was talkative and stuff, but I was never talking back. I was never because when you get home, la chinga.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
For me, it was more. I was a good kid, right? B average, A minus, whatever.
Oh, I was dumb.
Did you get in trouble, like suspended or anything like that?
I got like ISS for something that I didn't do.
Wait a second. You got ISS?
Yeah, like some kid was messing with me. It was like 5th grade. And I like kicked him, but you know how like I missed, right? It's just like
soccer,
like a soccer kick, whatever. And the teacher's like, "Oh, go to the office." Yeah, fighting. I was like 3 days. 3 days in ISS with Miss Bolton. I don't know if you were there. No, you weren't there. But everybody that was in Caney and Conroe ISD.
The woods over there.
Yeah, in the woods. It's like you had to sit behind the desk, right? And you couldn't turn around. You couldn't turn around. Like if you turn around, she'd scream at you. So you just had to face the cubicle thing, and for the whole 3 days. 3 days. Yeah. Then when I came out of that class,
came out like he was away somewhere.
When I came out, I was in ESL up until 5th grade, and then once I came out, they sent me with the other students. They didn't even send me back to my regular class.
Other students?
Yeah, to like the regular classes, not ESL. So they had transitioned me out of ESL, and I was like, "What the?"
Now I gotta speak English only. Dang.
But I was a good kid. Yeah. What I not regret, but what I wish I would have done is done more. You know what I mean? Like if I am the way now, like imagine if I would have done way more from the beginning.
Like we said earlier, what if?
Yeah. What if? Yeah. It's like, what if I would have gotten all A's in high school? Right. Like, what if I would have finished college by 21?
Right. What if you would have
instead of by 30?
Right.
What if I would have, gone to school, university, or whatever? But that's just, I think everybody.
It's fun to go down those rabbit holes in your brain.
You have to.
It's fun, man. But
sober, you have to go through them when you're not sober. Those are the best because you really overthink it even more. Like
so when you're sober.
When you're not sober, like if you go down those rabbit holes and you're not sober, like you take it to the next level as far as like what you're
living
thinking.
A whole nother life.
Yeah.
No, not really that. Just your train of thought is different, right? So if you're sober, you're like, dang. You kind of start reminiscing, but if you're on a substance like you were saying earlier, then that thought just goes and just like blows up, and
it always ends up back to you feel grateful for where you're at right now. It always comes back to that, and that's why I love doing that. Like I just start like exploring my
doing what
my life. Like, dude, I think about this all the time. Like, what if you would have, ended up with someone else?
Right.
Oh yeah. That
when I was young, I was like, who am I gonna marry?
Yeah, dude.
Like whenever you're young, right?
13, what is she 14. Doing right now?
Not what is she doing, but like who is she gonna be?
You know?
No, dude. And this is a fun conversation too. I tell my wife all the time, like, oh my god, thank God, like I ended up with. Thank God you married me. Like, thank God I'm not dating no more. Or like, and I tell her all the time, like, you should have seen the people I dated. Like, oh my God, like I can't believe that I dated them, And or and then or the people that you really liked, right. Like I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I liked her so much, correct. Like what was wrong with me, and you just think about stuff like that, and it always comes back to you're just so grateful for where you are right now,
And if you're not, then you can change that.
Yeah,
correct.
Imagine that. Imagine living in a life where you're like not happy. You wake up and you're like.
But see, I was there,
with this person.
So I don't want to imagine that because I was there, and it's just so like te sientes como in the cubicle that you were saying. You're just there, right? And it's like even if you try to do certain things, you're just stuck in that area until you finally turn around. Even if Miss Bolton's gonna scream at you, or even though you're about to,
get out.
your life's about to, you know, you're gonna shake up your life, but you change things. And
dude, dude,
imagine,
dude.
Just
and
imagine.
then adding kids to that.
Oof.
Having a job that you don't like.
Oof. See, yeah.
And then you're working with people you don't like.
But I think we're grateful here that we don't do that.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's why we're here. That's why we're in this podcast, because we're not that, right? And our guests are probably not going to be that, because they're a reflection of who we are, and the same values, like work hard, you know, be good at what you are, you know, all these things. But there's a lot of people that just don't have that.
Right.
And it could be a privilege. You could call it privilege. You could call it, you know, hard work. Right. But we've all been there, where a place where you don't want to be. Yeah. Like, I worked for like 10 years in places that I didn't want to be. Yeah. And there was no easy way that I was like, okay, I'll just make more money over here.
Right.
What is that? What does that even mean?
And I think if you're listening to this, like, you can definitely just see what we're talking about and change that, right? Because at one point we made that change, or we made that decision. Right. To switch it, to switch the job, to switch partners, to switch careers, to stop hanging out with that one friend. Right. And then kind of mold your life into what it's at. And like as you said earlier, life will just teach you. And I always tell people that, like, when some people are going through things, I'm like, man, like, let them. Like, life, either they're going to learn or life's going to teach them, right? So you can't try to, like, force somebody to do something or change them or look at value in life. Like, man, you're young, you can do this, you can do this. No, dude, I want to go drink with my homies. Like, leave me alone, right? And it's like, all right, cool, man. Like, hey, you're drinking and driving, so I'm cool, I'm sober. That life's going to teach you. You got to learn it and change it, or life's going to knock you in your face. And then you're going to make that change. Oof. And then you're going to sit there 10 years later and think about it.
Yeah, dude. You can by making a bad decision, dude, like, you have to be held responsible for your own actions, man.
Definitely,
dude. Always. Like, if the best thing you can do, if you want to get to where you're at, where you're happy, dude, is make sure that every decision that you make, either is, why'd you wake up at 10 instead of 6? All right, you're gonna face the consequences of waking up at 10, and it's not on your mom. It's not on you not putting the alarm. It's not on nobody. It's on you, man. Why haven't you looked for another job? Why are you stuck at the same job? Why in the same position? Why aren't you even like or looking for other options if you're not happy?
Because they're comfortable. It's easy.
But it's not as comfortable. I mean, Tony Robbins calls it pain over pleasure, right? You do something until it's too painful, or you do something or you stop doing something until it's too painful, or you do something for pleasure. Right. It's like one or the other. It's like, if it's either you're there because it's not too painful and you're fine, you're not gonna get there until it becomes unbearable.
Right. Then I mean, I think we can all three agree to that we're talking about someone that's, there's fucking lazy people out there, man. There's people that don't do shit all day. I'm not talking about these people, man.
Right.
There's people, dude, that wake up, they go to their jobs just to show up. There's people that wake up and they're living off people. They're living off older folks, man. They're living off their parents. There's pieces of shit out there. I'm talking about the people, man, that are stuck, but they don't want to be there, man. That they wake up. Good people, man. Good people that have good intentions. Good people that are hardworking, man. Good people that they work so hard, and their job doesn't represent the hard work they do. Their job. This is the people that I'm talking about. I'm talking about these people that want to get on. I'm not talking about the lazy person.
No, yeah. The people that, for sure.
Don't give up, dude. Keep on going. The goal is right there. You just gotta get the dust has gotta settle. You gotta.
I call them moments of greatness, and these moments come every day of your life. Right. The moment you wake up. I'm talking about the moment that you hear the alarm. Right. That moment, you're either going to decide whether you're going to roll out of bed or that you're going to stay asleep. Right. If you stay asleep, that moment is going to come with consequences.
Yeah, dude.
Or the night before, making sure you have your clothes ready, making sure you have your meals ready, making sure you have everything ready for the next day. In that moment, you're already deciding for the next day. How are you gonna go about that? You know, whenever you wake up, what you wear, how you're leaving the house. You know, the attitude. All those are compound moments that stack up.
Yeah, and just taking a breather, man, dude. It's so hard for some people. I remember when I was working 9 to 9 at Zone, man. No breaks. I had to pay someone to go get me lunch. That's how busy we were. And I remember, dude, I would before, like, I would go in the back and just take a breather, be like, put a smile on my face, let's go. And because I think I was in a point where I couldn't save up money, man. No matter how much I tried, and I was making money.
Did you have a budget?
No, I was just fucking.
That's
you know what I'm saying.
Number one is just have a budget.
Yeah. You know how you're young, you have ambitions. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but you're holding yourself back.
Right.
You know, and you just get into that rhythm. You start sacrificing things. You know, things that are not you don't need in your life. You know, dude, I had this bad habit where if we would go out, I would want to pay for your meal. If you came out with me, I wouldn't want to pay it. Just because, you know.
I've had friends that like that.
Because, dude, you know, I've always felt that, you know, if you're going to go out with me, I'm grateful. You know, thank you for the hangout. You know, it's a good time, you know.
Yeah, you can take them out to you whenever you want.
You know, but now, I'm like, dude, if we're going out, pay your stuff, you know.
Right, cada quien.
Yeah, cada quien, you know.
To me,
wasn't
now
like that.
Now I'm the opposite. To me, now I'll pay for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because before, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're going to go out and it's $200. Where am I going to get that?
Right.
That's going towards my bills. That's going towards everything. Like, there's just no way. I'm barely out here because I'm able. Right. But now it's like, oh, $200. That's not gonna affect me.
Right.
Not at any bit. You know.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be like every day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still got your.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like you're able to do that now, and it's a completely different mindset that you're able to do that.
Right.
Because before it was like, oh, and some people would do that, right? Like sometimes I would go out with my girlfriend, right? And we would go out and it's an expensive dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Pull out the credit card because there's no way in hell that it's going to come out of my debit.
Right.
From where?
Right.
But you didn't want to, what are you going to do?
Right.
Not go out?
And it's so easy with credit cards,
right.
Man.
Yeah,
Gee.
and I racked up like $10K.
Whoa.
Yeah. Not because of that, because of school.
Yeah,
because of like I used it for like school. I used it for other things.
Right.
Yeah, but that's gone. All that's gone. I'm debt free.
You're debt free.
Debt free, no debt.
No credit.
I have 800. What is it?
Oh, that's good, man.
Credit,
oh no, I mean
credit,
like
no
you
debt.
use your credit at all?
No, not right now. No, I don't use my credit.
Why?
Oh, I don't need it. You know, I don't need loans. If I want something, I'll pay cash. I don't need loans. I don't need anything. Unless I'm going to get like a really big loan, like really, really big, like for land or for building a house. Right. But I have good enough credit for that. Right. Yeah.
Question. So you don't use a credit card for your day-to-day purchases? Like, for example, you're going to go get gas. You don't use a credit card? You use a debit card? Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. I follow the Dave Ramsey philosophy, where it's like the points and all that stuff don't matter.
Right.
You know, that's the philosophy that he has. Right. Where it's like you don't want to get caught off guard and rack up, you know, a whole bunch of debt. Right. But if you're smart enough and you're able to control, and you have a history track of 5 years of being able to use that and rewards and pay, and you have zero debt. I'm talking zero, not $500 in debt. I'm talking about zero. Like every month you're able to do that. I say do it. But if you don't, if you have a history of credit, debt, what are you doing? You're gambling. You know, you're gambling with $3 of points.
Right. People have a lot of sympathy for people that rack up debt like that, and I don't. I really don't, man. I believe that if you, for example, I just applied for another credit card because 16K credit line right off the bat. And I what I do is
That's perfect.
For example, I have a budget of how much I'm going to spend on a weekend. Period. Right.
Right.
If I spend money on tickets, on popcorn, blah blah blah, I already have that in my head. Right. I already have that on the side. I know how much we're going to spend. Right. So instead of paying with my debit card, I pay with my credit card.
Right.
Right. You swipe it, it's the same amount, but once those transactions go through, you get points.
Right.
So
I
think.
But do you pay it off at the end of the month?
Of course.
Yeah. So
okay.
you're the 1% of people that, not 1%. I don't know the statistics, but that's the right way.
Correct.
To use
If you do it the right way, then it's gonna work out. But I think either way you go, as long as you're disciplined in it, right? And that was one of the issues that I kind of had, right, when I was younger, right? Like 18, 19. Like my first credit card was Express, right?
American Express?
No, Express, like at the mall.
Oh,
mine was not Capital One. It was like Credit One. It was some online.
Yeah,
so online,
yeah.
it was like 20-30% interest. I don't know.
Yeah, that was high.
I don't know what I was thinking.
So it was Express, right? So I would shop there, and I was like, why not, right? But I was young. I was like, hey, I'm going to get paid Friday. I'm going to buy it today.
Right.
And then I'll just pay it next Friday, right? But then Friday comes, right? And then I didn't work for a few days because I was hanging out with the boys. And then something happened. Then I had a bill. And then I was like, oh, crap, how am I going to pay for this credit card now, right? But I still look cool with my Express clothes, right? So I think it's like you said, you have to have that rhythm or that
history,
discipline.
Yeah, discipline that you
discipline and history to do it, right? Because I know me and you've talked about it plenty of times, and that's how you do it. And even when I was going to school many years ago, one of the professor was like, "Hey guys," it was a financial class, I think, and he was like, "I'm gonna teach you guys how to pay your bills late." And he's like, you're gonna pay your bills 30 days late, but it's gonna be on time, and you're gonna build your credit or something like that, right? So it was like if your bill's due on the 10th, you're gonna use your credit card, pay your bill on the 10th, and then your credit card's not due until the 5th of the next month, and then at that time you're gonna pay your credit card. So pretty much you didn't use your money. So when I learned that concept, I was like, man, that makes sense, but it sounds a lot easier said than done, right? Because again, you start swiping or you lose days.
If you're living day to day or week to week,
then
paycheck to paycheck, that's gambling. You're gambling for $3, you know.
Man,
and then you will earn all that interest, you know. Once you don't pay it, you'll lose all that.
Just don't spend money you don't have, man.
I mean, yeah, that's easy, but this is America.
I get it, man, but it's also your life, man. It's also your life. You can
but it's
put
also easy.
Chains on you if you rack up that.
Yeah,
man.
so you just work and pay the bare minimum.
Right.
You still have.
They make it so easy.
Yeah, you still have the chains. You just work forever.
Right.
You're still gonna work either way.
Yeah, you are.
You know.
But
there's a level of freedom. Sorry,
yeah.
let me turn. There's a level of freedom whenever you don't have any debt.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the money that you get, every paycheck just compounds in the bank. Another one, another one, and then years go by, and it's like you haven't spent anything because you're not paying anybody else.
Right.
Yeah, you have like maybe $2,000 a month that you had to spend for your monthly stuff, but
I will say it does feel good, and I think whichever way you go, whether you do the Dave Ramsey way, which is something that I tried, and I got one of his book, The Money Makeover, right? Mm-hmm. And I took notes from there, and then I got the book, I'll Teach You to Be Rich. And there's another, like there's
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah, so so you know, like me, I got certain things right, but to me, the safe option, it just didn't feel right for me, and it still doesn't feel. Just because of who I am, right? I'm a risk taker, but
you have to take a risk.
But I'm more. It's like more of an educational risk, right? Kind of like what I'm working on now.
How much are you willing to risk?
Yeah,
all of it.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, so that's the difference. Yeah. You know, you have to look out for who. Like, if it was just be by myself, I'll
okay. Well, maybe not all of it, but like I'm
talking about everything. I'm talking about all your savings, all your cash, all your assets.
Oh no.
Your house, everything. That's
like
if you're
most
talking
of
about 10%.
Most of it, like I'm willing to probably 50%. I'm willing to risk it. What is it? The potential.
potential gains for what you're losing.
Potential loss for the potential gains.
Something like that.
I'm saying something like that. So I'm willing to do that. Like I'm willing. I don't know. Let's say I have $50,000 in the bank
to invest on a 50,000
well,
to invest
50,000.
on a business.
Let's say it's our savings, right? For our that we've saved.
That's all you have.
Let's just say for my emergency or whatever, right? And then like I have an opportunity, and I need 40,000, 45,000. I'm gonna leave 5,000 for my family for emergencies for whatever. I'm gonna do an educated assessment or whatever, but I will more than likely take that risk.
Right. Yeah.
With the bigger potential, they're like, hey, Ray, you can take a smaller risk. You can do $10,000 and start a smaller business or whatever you're gonna do, but the potential gains aren't as big. No, I'm gonna take the big gain.
Right.
But who I am, and if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna hustle and I'm gonna make sure it's gonna succeed or at least make
sure
you
did everything possible.
Right. So there's no questions asked, and that's what I've always done in my relationships and everything. It's like where I know I gave it all. So if it doesn't fail, hey, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, dang, I could have done this different. I could have done that different. Like, hey, I failed or this happened, but I did all my all, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, dude.
And Luis is kind of itching over here.
No, I mean I would do that for an educated risk, like real estate. You can't. You put 40K on land, or you put 40K on something, it's gonna come back.
Right.
But if it's like a business venture that somebody told you that, hey, this business is gonna make this much profit, it's like, no, I can't put that much on somebody else. Somebody else's.
Okay, I guess that's the way to say it.
This tree coin is gonna be the next Bitcoin, stuff like that.
Nope. Yeah.
You have to understand it in order to invest it.
Yeah, dude. I know people that have businesses that they don't even show up to the stores, man.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That's another level, yeah, for sure,
bro. And no, as someone that's dealt with employees, I would never do that.
But you have a system. They have a system of,
no,
CEO, owner, CEO, your regional managers, your store managers, your shift managers, your area managers, and then your peasants. I mean, your employees. It's
like that if you're running a Chick-fil-A or McDonald's and stuff like. But if you're running a business like your like
you have
a business
to
that you're running,
all those positions into 3 or 4.
Yeah, when it comes to that, whenever you're in a business like that, the employees can either break you, they can bring you down bad, they can hurt your sales, they can hurt your bottom line big time, man. And dude, good employees are hard to come by nowadays, man.
Oh yes, definitely. But I think the main thing is just building a system, right? So before, even with my first store, right, it was like me. If I'm not doing the marketing, if I'm not doing the everything, it's not good. Like, this is horrible. If I put this guy to do it or that guy, like, they're not gonna do it as good. But then it becomes like where it's just very stressful at the same time, right? And it's just like, man, I have to do everything to be able to get it done, and that's a stress that I didn't want no more, right? So it's like I'm willing to take the chance on a certain person and teach him everything, and be able to put things out to the side, so I can be able to focus on other things. And I think that's what Chick-fil-A and McDonald's, they were at one point where they were doing it, and then little by little they started going. Am I going to be that big? I'm not shooting to be that big. Could I? If I get to it, I could maybe have multiple stores all over. But I think that's the main goal is not being in that store. So you want to. My goal would be, I'm just at home. I'm still gonna wake up at 5, go to the gym, but I'm just gonna work from home a few hours, and hey, let's go to a trip, let's go here. Like that's my end goal. But I have to build that system.
Right. No. Yeah. For sure.
To be able to do that. But I no longer, like, sometimes I walk in the store and people don't know who I am. They're like, oh, like. Before it was like, oh, there's Ray. Hey, we know who you are. We know you're the owner. But now it's like, and I'm okay with that. But again, I think you have to be able to. Are you willing to risk that for the other stuff? But now I focus on the back end, right? So now I focus on online, on marketing, on hiring, on new system, new ideas, new stores.
And then eventually you'll hire people to do that too.
Correct. And then I'll hire. Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be doing marketing as an owner. Because you shouldn't be doing your numbers like somebody else should have. You should be doing the big deals, right? The negotiating, like, hey, the new ideas. Like, how are you going to open up a new venture? How are you going to create a new product for your company? How are you going to, those higher level ideas should be what an owner should be focusing on. Not
Absolutely.
Even you, like, since you want to be you're going to be a father, right? Think about, are you going to be able to be a father being at the shop 9 to 7 p.m. every day? A good father, or like a father.
I mean, a father. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, it's because there's a misconception nowadays that a father should always be there,
right?
And I don't agree with that. Like, I agree that they should be there always, right? But not every moment of their life,
right?
Like the way a mother should be, or the way. Somebody like that should be, because a father needs to go out into the world and conquer the world and be a man.
Be the man, yeah.
Right? Then provide and be able to work 8 hours, 10 hours, and come back home, and his children will grow up and see that and say, oh, wow, my father's a hero.
Right, yeah.
Instead of, oh, my father's here not doing anything.
Yeah. I think it's necessary to be able to maintain your business as you are having a child. Make sure you're on top of it. I know I'm definitely not going to be able to, obviously, when let's just say the baby gets born tomorrow, obviously we're going to have to, do something where I can be there, but I think making sure you got to take care of your business like a baby. I think that's why I like my business so much, because I'm just on top of everything. I got control of inventory. My wife works with me. I pay her, make sure everything's on top. I pay the bills.
Does she make more than you? Does she get paid more than you?
I mean,
I think as a business owner, you don't think about how much you make anymore.
Nah,
it's
dude,
about how the business is going.
Mm-hmm.
Your bills are paid. Everything is good, but you don't think about, I'm bringing this amount of salary home.
When you make when you do your taxes, when you find out, like, damn. Yeah, you're like, what? That's what came through. Like, yeah, dude, it happens. But that's why I like my business so much. It's so easy. I've seen people like overdo it, where they invested so much money into their store. They did this, they painted this, they got this, they hired this. 6 months later, dude, it's done.
Correct.
They lost all their money.
What do you think that comes from? I mean, I know poor management, location, marketing, timing, all that, But what do you think has been how long have you been open?
I've had 2 stores running at the same time.
Right,
whenever COVID hit, some guy came. I had one of the stores was like a corporate store, and whenever the whole COVID thing started at first, I just threw it out there to one of my supervisors that managed the corporate store, and I was like, "Hey, dude, how much do you think I can sell my store, or how much do you think it's worth?" And he looked at the numbers. He's like, "My store wasn't a store that was producing a lot of numbers, but my numbers were healthy numbers. For example, if I had 60 activations in a month, those 60 activations, like 90% of the people that switched over or that I activated stayed with the company over 5 months. That's real good. Other stores that were selling 200 activations a month, 300 activations a month, their customers were only staying with them 50%, 60%. Oh, wow.
So you sold that store because of those numbers look good?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not because of the volume, because of those numbers. That was it.
Do you miss having those 2 stores, or was it a lot stressful having 2 stores?
It was stressful, but it was manageable. We had a good system. I had a good employee. But yeah, that store, I just mentioned to him. An hour later, the guy that my supervisor mentioned it to, he called me. Hey, I'm on my way to your store to go look at it. Dude, we made a deal within an hour.
Nice.
So, how does one get started in like a store like that? Like, if I wanted to get started,
give us the secrets.
Unless like you're like no competition, but like I'm always like, I'll give away my secrets. Not that you should, right? But like I would give them away because there's just no way that somebody's gonna compete against me because of my stacked years of experience,
Right.
and also I'm just a different person.
Right.
My experience is going to be completely different than
Right.
my competition. You know, not saying that you have to, no pressure, but like, how would somebody get started in like opening up a cell phone?
I got you. I think this applies for any business.
Right.
I'm not a space rocket science guy. I'm a regular dude. I'm not smart. I'm fucking dumb as shit. There's a lot of smarter people out there.
You're a dropout,
dude. Like you don't need to be special. First of all, okay. Business is in sense of what it is. It's simple. You buy things. You buy things at one price, and you sell them at a price where you know you're gonna be able to make money at the end of the month to pay your bills, make a profit, manage. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. The reason why I think I'm successful in having one store at the moment is because I'm the technician. I don't pay someone. My wife works with me. If you go to my store, you will see my wife, which obviously is the owner, and you will see me. You will be taken care of by the owner. I don't pay any employees at the moment. My overhead's pretty low. I got good vendors that sell me accessories. I got good vendors that sell me quality screens. I rather lose a little bit, have a little bit less profit.
That's the way to say it.
Yeah, I have a little bit less profit and give my customer a better quality product that I know I'm going to be able to back up. And then, I think those are a couple of things that I have on top of my competition.
So it's like the core foundation of what a family-owned business is. Right. I mean, those things have been there forever.
Right.
You know, whenever we're growing up, it's like, oh, family-owned business. What does that even mean?
Support local.
Right.
What does that mean? Right. Like, I know what it means, but like when you're growing up, like you didn't understand these concepts, but they're already there. They've been there for 60 years, and sometimes we try to reinvent the wheel. Like, oh, I don't know how to start a business.
Right.
And it's like,
I gotta put this shrine in my business. If I don't have this shrine, it's not gonna happen. No, it's not that. You can put a Buddha in front of you. You can put whatever you want. The business is gonna run. It's gonna be successful. As much as you put into it, you're gonna get out of it.
Correct. So is your business scalable as far as like if you want to take a step back and put employees, you'll be able to continuously.
Yeah. You can do it.
Your lifestyle might change a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. The reason I don't want to do that right now is because I'm pretty the store's growing with me and my wife dealing with it, and we have a new HEB coming in like real close.
Oof, that one's gonna be huge.
Yeah. So I want to see how far I can take it on my own. It's just like a little challenge I have with me right now before I open up another store.
Right.
I want to see where I can take that store by myself without having employees. And then if I do start getting employees, it's because I want to open up another store.
Correct. But do you think you'll get it to the highest level that you can get it with you? And as soon as you go to open the second store, because you're no longer here, you're going to take that hit?
It's going to take a little hit, but I managed 2 stores before. I'm pretty sure I can do it.
Oof, I like that confidence.
The 3 stores, I've dealt with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locations at one time. When I worked at Soy Zone.
Okay.
I was on top of employees. I was on top of making sure they make their deposits, make sure inventory and all that stuff. So
correct, but that's the difference between being a supervisor and being the business owner.
Correct. Totally even though I would tell people, oh man, I'm the best employee ever. I thought I was the shit when I used to work there, man, because I really took my position. Dude, the owner was one of my best friends, man. I really loved the guy. I really thought as that business is mine.
Right. He
took care of me. I got paid really good money. So I took care of that business. But when you have your own business, dude, it's a different story, man.
Right.
I have people that tell me all the time, hey, man, I want to open up in Conroe. Vente. Come. I'll tell you where to do it. I'll tell you where's a good spot. I'll tell you where I don't recommend you go because there's other competition. I don't care, man. I'll tell you right up front.
There you go. I like that.
And people ask me this all the time. What do you think it's going to do good? And I tell them all the time, hey, man, if you're asking me, don't get into the business.
There you go.
How long have you been in the cell phone business?
Dude, I've been in the cell phone game for over 10 years, man.
Yeah. And that's what people don't understand. Like, if I were to open up a cell phone business, me, Luis.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're Luis?
Yeah, me.
This is Luis.
Me.
Luis.
Not us as like me right here.
Right, Luis.
Yeah. I only know a couple of things, right?
Right.
There's just no way I would be able to compete against your knowledge and your just your expertise on 10 years worth of.
Even if you come in with big money, big pockets, badass store, everything.
No, because there's the ins and outs. I mean, maybe just the ins and outs of the business. I just wouldn't understand.
Right.
You know, and I would lose a lot. You know, I'll start losing a lot because I just don't know how to maintain that. Right. And that's what I was asking. Like, what do you need in order for you to start a cell phone business? Well, you need the knowledge first.
Right.
And
you do,
and the experience.
Google.
And then those will start stacking, you know.
That and you need definitely customer service.
Oh yeah. I mean the key. Yeah. The key basics of
you have to be able to deal with people, man. Because if you can't deal with people, you're not gonna make it in this business, man. There's people that come to you at level 10. They open the door. I don't know if you're gonna be able to help me, but help me. Hi, ma'am. How you doing? Good morning. What you got? They give you a phone. My freaking phone is locked. I can't open it. I don't know what's going on. So you get their phone. You know, you start opening. Can you unlock it? I can't unlock it. Well, what happened? There's a passcode on my phone. I don't know how it got there.
You have to.
You have to like literally. You literally have to pull teeth. Yeah. You literally have to pull teeth to figure out what this person wants.
Side question that popped in my head. Anybody ever try to come for you to unlock their partner's phone?
Yeah, dude. Oh man, dude, I have a couple stories, man. Yeah. I have. You want me to tell one?
Go ahead.
Funny. I have a customer that came in with a busted phone, and you could tell that the screen was like a little lifted, and it was a couple, and they came in like, "Can you fix this phone?" And you could tell that they were like they were getting an argument right before they came in, and yeah, I'll take a look at it. I opened it up. There's a little note in there, and he's like, and there was a note that says, I'll come back with $100. Do not fix this phone.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. And honestly, dude,
you did.
We see a lot of that, man. We see people go, siento que me están traqueando. I feel someone's reading my messages. Yeah.
I mean, everybody's reading your messages.
Yeah, but people think that someone has access to their phone.
They do.
Yeah,
like someone local. Or
somebody that they know.
Yeah, but
then that's different.
All of the times.
Conspiracies over here.
Yeah, all of the
it's
times.
Not conspiracies, bro.
Yeah.
No.
He knows, right?
There's no such thing as a device that someone's. There's no such thing as someone with like a
full privacy,
with like a computer that's standing out there in the parking lot, and then they beam in at you and they can read. It doesn't work like that. They have to send you something. They have to send you a link. All of the times where people have came to me and they're like, "Me agarraron, damn, they got my messages." How they do it, and you start backtracking it. It's always that they have another iPad at their house that they left, and they have the same iCloud, and they're sending text messages, and all the text messages are popping up in the iPad. It's always a mistake, something like that. But yeah, dude, we've seen
some good stories. Did you fix that phone?
No. Honestly, dude, I try to stay away with that. Whenever we have issues like that, we just don't.
How do you pick? Like right there,
when someone comes to me and says, "I need to unlock this Facebook account," we don't do that. We're here to fix screens.
That's a breach in privacy.
Yeah. Like people straight up ask you like, "I need you to help me crack this Facebook."
Okay, but what about their phone? Like it's their couple.
Oh yeah, we don't do that.
You're like, hey, I couldn't.
No.
But what if that note wasn't in there? Would you have been able to fix it?
Yeah, pretty sure. No.
So you got to be able to pick.
Yeah, you don't want to deal with that, dude. Like,
but you still pick. You
dealt with
it.
What do you think about, I don't know if you deal with, I mean, this is the same topic in terms of privacy, and like how your phones are becoming less and less private. What do you think about that? Do you think that these companies should have access to your private information? I mean, you deal with that all the time, right? Like,
yeah, I do. Unfortunately, I've dealt with people that are afraid to turn on. Dude, I have people that come in and they have tape around their cameras.
Oh yeah,
that's how paranoid they are.
I had an employee like that, but
how many do you have that?
there's people out there that are paranoid, man.
But do you think that's real? Do you think it's happening?
I really don't think that.
You don't think Apple right now has all your phone in?
Yeah, I mean they have it. But I mean, who's gonna?
You don't think somebody has access to it?
I mean, how can I say this? Like we can talk about the Hunter Biden stuff. He got his iCloud hacked.
So hacked is one thing, right?
Yeah.
But it's already there. So for instance, yesterday I read that there's a lawsuit against Amazon for the Ring camera because they've given, I think it was like 13 police departments access to footage that they had on their Ring on, I guess, something that happened. Right. So they're like in the middle of that. So Ring has that. Like they're saving it. Someone has it without you sharing it, without you giving them permission, without anything.
Right.
You probably don't even have it on your phone because you probably didn't save that video. Right. But it's there, and then they were able to just give that away to somebody. Like so it has to happen. Like someone right now, there's access, and they're like, "Hey, let's look up this phone number real quick," and they're gonna pull out all my information right off the bat. It's there. You think so?
I mean, for example, if law enforcement wants to get into your phone, they're gonna ask you, unlock this phone. If you say no, they're gonna get a warrant, and they have the ability to do it.
Yeah, that's one thing.
That's one thing.
What about
the regular person?
But what about these social media large corporations that are able to sell your data? Yeah. Do you care about that, or do you they can sell my data, they can do whatever they want with it?
I think we should be able to profit from it.
Who's we?
Us.
Customers?
Yeah.
The users?
Yeah.
Profit and how?
Like, you want my data, pay me.
I like that.
You can sell your data.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you're gonna sell me some, why not?
Right.
I think if these companies are smart,
but the apps are free, shouldn't that be your
exactly?
So that's how they get you.
When you invest, let's just say that you are willing to pay $5 for an app that's exclusive of only things that you like. Wouldn't you pay for that and not receive anything else? Only things that you like.
But they wouldn't. But who? Sorry, I'm never asked that question. Yeah, that makes sense, right? That makes sense, but
it's like, for example,
that's a tool that certain companies going to use in order for you to pay them.
Right.
But what about if they use that for something else?
Yeah, I mean, the way these companies are getting your information is, for example, if you're using Facebook and on Facebook search you put 2020 F-150, and you're looking at pictures. That 2020 F-150 that you put up, you're gonna start getting advertisements from Conroe, Google, Conroe, 2020 F-150.
So
that's how it works.
Who makes the money? The cars company make the money.
No, the car company's gonna make the money if you go buy it.
If you go buy it, okay.
They are paying money for them. If someone in a radius of obviously if someone looks up in Florida, F-150. They're not going to get the Conroe Ford, right? So someone in this area looked up F-150, you're going to get an advertisement from local. Yeah. So these companies are paying money for that already.
Right. That's how advertisements work. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you know? Well, we don't know. And there's studies that they use that same technology to persuade you into thinking something else.
I think,
and that's where it draws the line. I for me, like how do I know my thoughts are mine and not somebody else's that put them in there through this channeling of information, right? There's countries out there that are protesting because certain campaigns were run based on the information that they were giving on social media, and some of them weren't even true, and they were over there protesting because they were thinking.
Right. You're talking about the U.S., right? No.
I wasn't talking about. I was talking about somewhere in Africa that.
Okay, gotcha.
In the social dilemma, they did that, but it happens. It happens here too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that happened here in the States too. But to answer your question, I don't think it's bad. I think that once you decided to join social media,
you gave up that.
Gave up that.
There's a lot of ignorant people.
Oh, dude. I mean.
So what if it was backwards, right? What if instead of having Facebook, Instagram for free, you paid for it Because that's why Facebook and Instagram and all those are free, because they're making their money selling your information or advertisement, because they're selling your information. So in that case, you switch it around. So you're like, hey,
but that's not up to us.
But an option, right? Like, hey, we're not going to sell none of your information, but you're going to pay $20 a month to use Instagram.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, some apps have done that. Their user rates are just
right.
Well, I think TikTok's so famous, you know, their algorithm is just spot on.
Yeah. There's
everything that you like is on there. Everything, every single video
so
is curated.
Again, like you said, because you liked it, or because they made you like it?
Because they have a profile about you. It's like this archetype of a person, meathead, musclehead, likes these certain things. Based on all our data, he's also gonna like this thing. It's like, oh, this guy's pretty basic. Let's show him some trucks and some chicks, and
jokes
that's
on
it.
them. I don't like chicks or trucks.
You know,
this guy's basic.